Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back once again to Skyrim Anniversary Edition. Do either of you have anything to say this time? No? Good. Folks, we're about to leave Morthal. And we actually, well, we're not going directly back to Riften, are we? What we actually need to be doing is this. We're going to the Reach to find the Jade Warrior statuette all the way over there. So we need to be leaving Morthal in a southwesterly sort of direction. So, well, yeah, that way. We could just leave via the road. However, as I previously mentioned a couple of episodes ago, I'd like to go cross-country, because I think it might be more interesting. So long, Morthal. It's been emotional. Don't know if we'll ever come back here, frankly, but maybe one day. The air is frigid here. Oh good, the weather's turning just as we leave. We may have to stop and make camp at some point if it gets too cold, or seek shelter somewhere. Although, I think we're heading into slightly warmer climes if we head this way anyway, so we'll follow this river for a bit. There's a few stags wandering about the place. And going for a swim. If I had a more reliable range spell, I might try and hunt them. Oh, there's a bear chasing them. All sorts going on down here. Everyone's still with us? Yeah, good. It's a very impressive landscape, isn't it? The game is looking kind of weirdly quite pretty today, with all the fog and the snow. It's making me feel cold just looking at it, frankly. It's not a particularly warm day here in real life, either. And this game is not helping. I've kicked the urge to go and put a jumper on right now. I know it would be tremendously British of me to start talking about the weather, but... Okay. What is up with this spring, man? We've had like 2 or 3 days where it was like really warm and sunny, and then it went back to being like 5 degrees out. Okay, something is shooting at us, I think, or no? Okay, it's just a mud crab. Calm down, everyone. I'm afraid I still haven't fixed the warmth rating on the clothing, so I don't know what a warmth rating is for our elven armor. I imagine it's probably not fantastic. Saber cat.
And here we go. Not fair.
Is he annoyed that I stole from him, perhaps? It is getting really rather quite cold, isn't it? Oh, hello. There's some sort of barrow thingy up there. There's also a little shack. Next to a waterfall. Oh no, if only I had water walking. Okay, it's not that deep, thankfully. Oh, hello. Who are you? Crabber shanty discovered.
I've been hunting and fishing in these parts for years.
I see.
I can smell a crab obsession. Yes?
Are you not even the slightest bit cold? You're not, are you? You Nords.
Welcome to the Crabber Shanty, my lord. We got fresh crabs in the barrel and fresh crabs in our bellies. Believe me when I say you don't want crabs anywhere else.
Thank you, but I'll pass. I already ate.
Oh, nonsense. A growing adventurer like you could always do with more mud crabs. They're not just good, they're good for you.
What else do you do here besides hunt and fish?
We just sit here and look at the sky for signs. Some hunters say you can see shapes in the clouds, or patterns in the stars. It's kind of like the old scryers who read the tea leaves. Sometimes they see the future. Most times they're just staring at a bunch of leaves.
You know, whatever like lip syncing software it is that the creation engine uses behind the scenes, it always, in every single game Bethesda's made, it always gets totally confused whenever the NPC starts laughing, and the lip syncing just doesn't know what to do with it. I've noticed it ever since Oblivion, and it's still the case today, I'm pretty sure, with Starfield. What sort of signs are you looking for?
Messages from Kind, telling us if the heavy rains are coming. If the river rises, the crabs get washed down the stream. That's a good day to be a crabber. Of course, a lot of strange things come downriver. Sometimes even folks like you and me.
Bodies, I imagine. There was a dead wolf floating along there. Or... oh no, this is perfect. This is actually, for once we found a dialogue option that just fits superbly. I do tend to wash up on what strange shores from time to time.
Ah, welcome to the guild. The other crabbers joke sometimes they found me in a net. But if I was born a mud crab, I reckon I wouldn't enjoy hunting my own kind. If anything, I was a slaughterfish in my previous life.
How long have you fished this river?
As long as I can remember. Problem is, I don't just got the taste for mud crabs, but the memory of one too. But I was here yesterday and the day before. That much I know for sure. Alright then.
Yes, I'll be on my way. Although I think we might just stop here for a bit, actually. I'm going to set up a fire, I think, and warm up a little. As soon as I can remember how to do that. Build campfire, there we go. Well, I guess we've got to find out if that patch worked and if the campfires will actually warm us up now. Ah. Here they go.
You want to talk?
Yes, I need that
Pooling our
firewood back
resources.
off you, mate.
What's next?
Gathered it for just such an occasion. There we go. And we can cook these salmon steaks finally. Now, is it going to warm us up? I did install the patch that's supposed to make it work with Anniversary Edition. And I think it's working? I've got the warm symbol at the top there, but only if I stand here. It's a little, it's like the game's a little confused. And I'm wondering if, like, am I warming because of the fire, or am I warming because over here the weather is slightly different? No? Okay, I think I just have to stand really close to the campfire for it to work. Fair enough. There you go. That's done the job. There's another couple of shacks up that way. Let's go and investigate those. I think I might leave the campfire here burning for just a little bit longer because I might need to come back to it. Oh, wait a minute. That's that bandit encampment across the river, isn't it? We've been here before. You guys are going to get all weird about it, aren't you? Well, I'm not interested in exploring that then, actually. So we'll just move on. Let's put that out and destroy it. We actually recovered some of the firewood from that, which is nice. The fire leaves you feeling uplifted.
Got snow in my eye.
We are drained, apparently. I'm wondering, what was the... Something about us being uplifted. Oh, there you are. All skills improve 3% faster for 6 hours. Ah, nice! Yeah, I got to say, especially considering I really have not loaded my install with a ton of really intensive graphics mods, the game is kind of looking... It's looking kind of nice today. It's the lighting effects and the weather and everything are just working really well together. What's that? Oh, it's just some deer or elk or whatever. Alright, let's go ahead and cross here. Oh, damn it. I think I might have just absolutely soaked myself there. It's not going to do us any favours. Right, where to from here? Still in this sort of direction, but there's a ruddy great big cliff in the way. If we try and... We could just go up that way and follow the road, but that's boring! See if I can try and scale the cliff face in this direction somewhere. This sort of direction over here looks vaguely promising. I have a feeling Fathis is really missing his levitation spells right about now. Back in the day. Back in the day, something as trivial as a cliff face would not have bothered Fathis. He would have just levitated right up and over it. How the mighty have fallen, and then stayed fallen. Mind you, we did do a fair bit of falling, didn't we, back in the levitation days? Didn't quite manage to recast the spell on schedule every time. Oh, one of the moons are out. Look up that over there. God, this would give your cards a good workout, wouldn't it? Yep, I think I see a path further up this way. Where have they gone? I don't know. I'm just going to keep moving. Hope they catch up somehow. Maybe if we just wait it, or maybe if I light a fire and wait for an hour or two, they'll find their way up here. I should probably be careful that I've got no backup right now, so if I run into something nasty, it might not end very well. The air is frigid here. My God, is it really that cold? I guess it must be. Exactly what I was worried about. That was a close call. If I went for this armor, I'd be dead. Ah, there you both are. There's some sort of tower up there. I feel like we may have been here earlier when we visited Rorikstead. Well, visited is a strong word. Passed through Rorikstead. I see a tower over there, and I see a ruined tower over there as well. Oh. Sneaky little... It's only a wolf, Strog. They're freezing, apparently. Just trying to blunder onwards towards the tower in hopes of maybe finding some shelter, but perhaps we should just build a fire right here. We're also peckish, apparently. There's a door. What do you want to bet? It's like needs a key and it's one of those exit doors that you can't go through. Sundered towers discovered. Yeah, barred from the other side. I knew it! I bloody knew it. Alright, let's build a fire. Hopefully we've got enough firewood for this still.
You better not be falling asleep there.
You talk to me or Strog, do you think?
Ride! Ride!
Weir's later in the day than I thought, because I'm starting to see the Northern Lights. Wow, yeah, it's early evening. Not really early evening, is it at all, actually. It's sort of mid-evening, but whatever. Oh, I like that he sits down next to it. That's neat. Alright. I better set up me tent. We're sleeping here for the night. You guys can sleep outside in your bedrolls. Because I'm not carrying tents for you. Well, here we are on top of the entire world, it feels like. Of course, there's an actual throat of the world in the distance there. You can just see silhouetted against the Aurora Borealis, but still fairly high altitude. Guess that's why it's so darn cold. Let's have a venison chop for dinner. And the firebrand wine as well, why not? Let's wait a little bit just so to see if the stars really start to come out. Still pretty cloudy, isn't it? Just want to take in the view, you know? Sometimes you want to enjoy the journey. Savor it a little bit. What's the view like from up here? Pretty extensive. Can't see very far in the dark, especially not in this weather, but hey. That's a nice view there. That's almost a downright good screenshot, isn't it? Right. Let's turn in for the night. 9:35 PM. We'll rest for 10 hours. Hopefully don't wake up freezing. Right, let's see. More health. I think I'd like, actually. More health. Now, unfortunately, we still don't have enough illusion for Night Eye. Still 5 points away from that. Just a bit of a shame, but never mind. What else could we do in the meantime? Oh, conjuration. We're massively neglecting conjuration, aren't we? I was using the bound summon sword for a while, but that's sort of not really necessary now, is it, really, considering I've got a Daedric sodding dagger? I guess conjuration is not something we're going to get a ton of use out of. To be fair, I don't think Fathis did a bucket of conjuration exactly in Morrowind either, anyway. The necromancy stuff was not actually conjuration. It wasn't the kind of skeletons that you summoned. It was the kind of skeletons that you made out of your victims. So alteration. Dual casting's tempting, actually, for alteration. But maybe block 10% more damage. Bit boring, that, but actually potentially a really good choice. And then there's bite marks. Unblocked attacks with daggers deal an additional 1 point of bleed damage per second for 30 seconds to living targets. This affects stacks. Yeah, I'm going to take that. Doing bleed damage to targets with the dagger sounds really nice, honestly. Right. Let's have a bit of breakfast. Unfortunately, these mud crab legs are not steamed. I could have done that, probably, if I'd gotten the old cooking pot out last night, but I didn't. We got plenty of fish, though. We got salmon steak and seared slaughterfish, so destroy this. There's no unspent fuel to reclaim, but it's best not to just leave it lying around in the world doing things to your save game. I know that in Morrowind, one way to bloat your save game was to leave lots of random objects lying around in the world dumped on the floor. And I have to assume that that's probably one of those little issues with the engine that Bethesda never really fixed that easily. So I feel like it's probably better for the health of the save game to always pick up and destroy your campfires after you're done.
It's beautiful.
Right, I think we're going in this direction, aren't we? Welcome, Stragan Inigo, to the Reach. Such as it is. And I think there's some unfriendly people down there. Quite a lot of them. Oh boy. Alright. Oh, my aim could use some work apparently. Spine injury inflicted. Oof. You guys are going to really struggle to make it down here, aren't you? What do we have here? Lockpicking, isn't it the most wonderful thing? If only we had an unlocking spell. There are mods for such things, but you know what? The weird thing is, I've always found, for some reason in Skyrim, that all the mods for lockpicking, you know, the kind of like mods that add log bashing or unlocking spells, they always seem to be really buggy. It's just one of those categories of mods, a bit like creature mods, that always seems to have a high probability of breaking your game compared to average. And I don't know why. I've tried multiple different mods, multiple different creature mods, multiple different lock bashing mods, and they always seem to be really, really, really dodgy. Light armor, Nordmail shirt. I was thinking maybe for Strog, but nah. Strog, honestly, he's rocking his current outfit pretty well, actually. It suits him. Oh, hello. Well done, everyone. We did have them outnumbered, but you know, barbarian armor. Now that would be very strong, but it's a little too ridiculous. Do you know what I always forget? Oak flesh. I constantly have people in the comments telling me, oh, you should get a Kato's recital so that you can cast oak flesh for free immediately at the start of combat. I am not going to be getting a Kato's recital. Precisely because it allows you to cast like 2 or 3 different spells immediately for free at the start of combat. That's completely broken. That is so cheesy and broken. I refuse to use that. I mean, come on. That's like completely circumventing the way the entire magic system in this game is meant to work. I.e., if you want to cast a spell, it needs to cost you magicka. Like, really? You want to have, like, free oak flesh at the start of every fight? That's ridiculously broken. Oak flesh plus whatever other buff spells you want to stack on there as well. No, I'm not going to be using a Kato's recital. There was literally one person in the comments pointed this out. I was like, actually, I think it would be better if you didn't use it, Dave, because a Kato's recital is kind of a ridiculously broken, and I completely agree with that person. I need to get this because it's bothering me. Oh, stupid floating moss! You've led me into a trap. Oh my word. Okay, this is some sort of horrible witch summoned in a frost atronach and get out of my way. Whoa! Okay, we need a bit of magic potion, don't we? You know, for a second there, I was genuinely not sure who had died. Or if anyone. Looks like nobody's died. Is she immortal? What's going on? There we go. That's done the job. Flippin' heck. Underestimate Forsworn mages at your peril, apparently. Goodness me. Common wolfskin cloak, timber of resist frost. A human heart, maybe not. We've got to draw the line somewhere. I say we draw the line somewhere. We don't collect human hearts unless we wish to use them specifically for the purposes of necromancy. We don't collect human hearts just for the fun of it. That's the difference between a necromancer and a madman. Now then. In and go.
I am here for you.
Would you like this magic cloak?
Okay, let us see what we have.
I'm thinking it might look a bit better than your current one. Where is your current one, actually? There it is. There you go.
All set?
I like my one because it's black. But that one looks really nice on you, dude. It's pretty darn good. I think it's an improvement.
Sorcery and tree sap here.
Admittedly, I think the resist frost one might actually stop me from getting colder in cold weather, but I prefer the black of this one, so. You're right, the Strahd. He's healing, isn't he? Oh, you started using the Dunmer war axe I gave you. Nice. Good choice of weapon. Yeah, you're looking pretty swish, actually, right now, Inigo. I'm almost jealous, actually. Anyway. We've got to have well-dressed companions, folks. We got to do the NPC companion fashion show every now and again, you know? What's the point of having NPC companions if you're not going to dress them really snappily? Reality and other falsehoods. One for the collection. An alchemy lab. Let's just take a moment to make some more batwing poison.
What you have to
Heck
do.
yeah.
I will keep an eye out for trouble.
It's so broken, but
Stay alert.
it's also really useful. There's me saying, oh, I'm not going to use a Carter's Recital because it's broken, and then here I am making my Batwing poisons. I promise I will only use the Batwing poisons for scenarios where we've gotten hopelessly under-leveled. Like against the thralls in the vampire cave. I promise that's what I'm only going to use it for. I won't be using it to one-shot dragons, unless they're really, really annoying dragons anyway. Let's make some regular poison, shall we? Restore health. Here we go.
Will you really have to do that now?
Yes! Yes! As a matter of fact, yes! You have any idea how much these ingredients weigh when you add them all up? When you dilute them into a potion, they weigh less. It's simple arithmetic. It means fewer things that you have to carry around as well. Ah, the sun's come out at last, although the moon's still out there. Again, that's quite picturesque, that shot right there, isn't it? Oh, there's a forge. We don't really do the forging thing much, do we? Although I did keep saying I was going to do something with jewellery, didn't I? And I've got quite a bit of... I've got some gold and silver ingots, I think, now. I don't suppose they have a smelter around here, do they? Okay, we have other things to worry about right now.
Time to end this little game.
Oh, he has a white fur cloak. And he's got a bear claw cloak. Now, would that look better on Inigo, do you think? Maybe, but actually, no, I think what he's got right now is pretty much perfect. Although, what about the ice one? Nah. More barbarian armor. Armor with a hefty dose of air quotes attached. I know these are worth quite a bit, but they're also a little bit on the heavy side. These cloaks. Don't want to carry around any more of them than I really have to. Hello, a wanderer. You're not a Forsworn. Journal piece, Nord Warriors. What's this? J. There we go. With my beloved's death, I have nothing to live for. Nothing to care for, nothing to bear this torment for. I had a dream at the great mead hall of Sovngarde. My father sings and eats and drinks with his father and his father before him, sharing a table with great Nords of the past. I see my path clearly. I must go on a journey. I will go east and west, and all points in between, to find a formidable foe who would give me an honourable death. Well, you got your wish, it looks like. Well, he got a death anyway. As to whether or not it was clay. Ugh. As to whether or not it was honourable is a different question entirely. Oh, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Journal piece, Potters. They've taken everything. All of my life was in that workshop. Now they've burnt it to the ground. I have nothing. My life's work gone to dust. And for what? What in dangerous name did they want? I wonder if there's this rusty hatchet. I feel as though my father speaks through my grip as I hold it in my hand. I hold harder. Yes, I can hear him. Vengeance, my son. Some misguided quest of vengeance upon the Forsworn that did not end very well, clearly, perhaps. Well, we've come this far. Oh, just blocked that arrow in time there. That was close. I'm pausing the action here to have a little look at my spell collection because I'm using strangulation and almost nothing else lately, and I'm wondering if I should be perhaps broadening my use of spells. Is there something else we could be using in combat right now that would be good? That's not a destruction spell. I mean, pretty specifically. I mean, we haven't summoned a skeleton in a while. Talking about neglecting conjuration. Oh, it's a Briarheart, bloody hell. Alright, no worries. He was too distracted to fight back.
Blameless existence is at an end.
Yeah, it's an interesting looking sword. Red Eagle's Fury. Oh my god, it's Red Eagle's sword. I managed to get it without even doing the actual quest for it. Without finding the book. Well. The tower key. I didn't realise this was the Red Eagle place. Steel scimitar and a trident blade. There we go. Would you like Red Eagle's sword?
You want me to lighten your load?
I feel like it would be appropriately swashbuckling for you. You seem like a swashbuckling sort of a bloke. Oh. It's a quest item that weighs 11 that cannot be removed from my inventory. But that's just irritating. Never mind. Oh, hello, Bill. You're not really Bill, though. Bill I assembled from scratch. Bill was a necromancer, as a matter of fact. It was rather poetic justice, I thought. He was a necromancer in life, anyway. And then he became an undead. Red Eagle's right. Having bathed the blade in human blood, presented at rebels' care, and together with your sacrifice and intone, Lord Red Eagle, Ancient One, first and foremost among Reachmen, heed the call of your people. Still we fight for freedom, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. I renew the ancient covenant, reclaim thy stolen throne, so on and so forth.
Mr. Dragonfly thinks this is an impressive sight.
It is, isn't it? It's a rather majestic view of the Reach. The Legend of Red Eagle. Oh, there's the book. How long is it? Doesn't have page numbers like the books in the earlier games. Alright, sod it, we'll read it. This tale was transcribed from the memory of Clarice of Vienne, student of Winterhold. Elements of the legend suggested date circa First Era, 1030. Though, as with any oral tradition, much of it is likely a later anachronism. Curiously, stories of a similar king and his legendary blade appear in other ancient myths of the Reach. Long ago, a child was born in the Sundered Hills. They named him Faulan, which means Red Eagle in the tongue of the Reach, for the screeching bird call that greeted his birth and the crimson blooms on the autumn hills. Thus began his legend. Reach child born under auspicious skies, his very name the colour of blood. 10 kings ruled the Reach in those days, and though men were free, the people were scattered and warred amongst themselves. The augurs foresaw the boy's destiny, a warrior without peer, first and foremost Lord of the Reach, chosen to unite all under his name. Faulan grew in years and strength, and it seemed the prophecy would be fulfilled. The banner of the Red Eagle was raised along the cliffs of the Reach, and his people prospered. Then came Hestra, Empress of the South, riding to war. One by one the kings stood before her. One by one they fell aside, bending knee in imperial bargains or slaughtered on the battlefield. Her legions came at last to the Sundered Hills, and envoys were sent to bargain for their surrender. Faulan refused to yield the freedom of his people, but the elders were afraid, cast him out, and accepted the imperial yoke. Thus was stolen by the foreign invaders, his land, his people, his very name. In the years that followed, Red Eagle became known as the untamed spirit of the Reach, unbowed, unbroken, stained by the blood of his foes. Gathered loyal Reachmen to himself, those who clung to the old ways, who yearned for freedom and forged a new nation. Together they fell upon the occupiers and the traitors by night, disappearing into the cliffs and caves each morn, evading capture. It was not enough. For every Imperial patrol and garrison they wiped out, yet more seemed to march from the green south to replace them. One night, under a cloud-choked sky, the men of the Red Eagle warmed themselves over damp fires of smouldering moss. A huddled, shambling figure came to them, cloaked in rags, face cowled. Though his men mocked and cast stones at the stranger, Fowlan sensed something and beckoned. The cowl was thrown back in the dim light, and she revealed herself to be one of the ancient and venerable hag-ravens. She offered power for a price, and a pact was made. Thus was brokered to the witch his heart, his will, his humanity. From that day forth, his was a spirit of vengeance, pitiless and beyond remorse. The rebels grew in strength and numbers, and none could stand against them. Fowlan's eyes burned coldly in those days, black opals reflecting a mind not entirely his own. 2 years passed, and foreigners were all but driven from the Reach. Such peace could not last, however, and a great host fell upon them, a swift army of invaders unlike any before. For a fortnight, Hestra's generals laid siege to Red Eagle's stronghold, till he himself came forth for battle, alone and robed in nothing but his righteous fury. 1,000 foreigners fell before his flaming sword, and the enemy was routed. Yet, when night fell, so too did he. The warriors who came to him said Fowlan's eyes were clear again on that final night. He was taken to the place prepared for him, a tomb hidden deep within the rock, a redoubt among the cliffs near where the rivers split and rejoin. With his remaining strength, he presented his sword to his people and swore an oath. Fight on, and when at last the Reach is free, his blade should be returned, that he might rise and lead them again. Thus was given for his people his life, his dream, his sword. But when every debt is repaid in blood, these he shall reclaim once more. Interesting. Fathis has always had a bit of a soft spot for the underdogs. He was very fond of the Ashlanders in Morrowind. And they kind of adopted him as one of their own. Unfortunately, the Forsworn seemed to be cut from a different cloth from the Ashlanders, because the Ashlanders, some of them were hostile. Most of them were just a little unfriendly until he got to know them. The Forsworn, on the other hand, they seem to just absolutely attack everybody they meet on sight. Unlocked with the Red Eagle Tower key. Another copy of the Legend of Red Eagle. Iron plate gauntlets. Yeah. Thought I heard someone drawing a sword, but I think it might have just been you guys. Anyone waiting for us in here? Looks like no.
Your fingers are talented.
Well, that's that. I was wondering if we were gonna get led into a barrow, and there might be a barrow entrance here somewhere. But oops. Picked up a ruined book there, I don't need that. And would you look at that? We've come full circle. Let's head back this way though. Easier than skipping down the cliffside.
Not this time!
Okay, I didn't really feel like doing a barrow dungeon, to be honest with you right now, so if there is a barrow entrance here somewhere that I've forgotten about it, I don't particularly care. I think I'm just going to move on. It occurs to me, Strahg, I don't remember where on earth you got that steel greatsword from. Did you loot that from somewhere? I don't remember giving you a steel greatsword. And for a long time you never used any melee weapons, you were just using
Sounds like
Your
a
bow.
type of bunny rabbit.
Type of bunny rabbit, indeed. Don't I have a padded fur mantle already? I do. I should make a point of using that when it gets really sodding cold. Actually, didn't I pick up a magic circlet back there? Yeah, circlet of minor conjuration. I wonder... Not sure. I'm not sure how I... It seems to emphasize his receding hairline a little. Maybe if I found a circlet which had a genuinely excellent magic effect on it, but 12% less to cast for conjuration spells is a bit... meh, as they say. Oh, I see. Red Eagle Ascent. Well, here's the thing. I have this stupid sword stuck in my inventory now. Unless I do this. Alright, let's go and have a look inside.
Your eyes catch my gullet.
It's odd that I've never been much of a random dungeon delver in these games, you know. You might think that's a bit insane, but it's true. When I play these games generally on my own, I don't tend to dive into dungeons very often at all, unless it's for a quest. Never did it much in Oblivion. Didn't do it very much in Morrowind for a long time, which is why I played the game for like my first 10 years I played the game. I still didn't know most of the dungeons in the game because I just didn't bother to go into them very often. See if I can get a sneak attack on this fella.
My wife was a good woman. Gods, what was that?
Had to rush that a bit there. I wonder if I can get away with casting Muffle right now without alerting everybody. Never mind. Ironically, as I've said before, a very loud spell, Muffle. Yeah, the reach on this dagger is a little further than you'd think, isn't it? I felt for sure I was going to miss it there. But no.
Settlement gets attacked. No place in the reach is safe from Forsworn.
Or is that really a villain monologue? I think you deserve what's coming to you just for that.
Huh? Well, something.
Bosma Curist. Light armor. I think apparently it's slightly better than the Elven I've got. Interesting. Obviously it doesn't have that increased light armor skill by 20 points buff, so it's not really worth swapping for, but I have to admit, I do kind of like it. I really do kind of like it, actually. If I were to... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is... Right, forget the vampire armor. I think this is going to be my Stealthy Thieves Guild gear from now on. Because that goes perfectly with the Thieves Guild boots and gloves. That's really good. I can even, if I want to, I suppose there is the cowl, but I could simply wear that, which also matches it really nicely. Oh, yeah. That's the Sneaky Thieves Guild outfit of du jour right now, I think. Absolutely. I mean, I could give the Bosmer armor to Strahd, but no, Strahd's just... He's just rocking the look he's got currently, honestly. Alright, where? There they are. Elven boots. Right. Mind the pressure plate, everybody. Yeah, sure, let's cast Muffle. I actually meant to do Overflesh, though. Might be a sneakier way down there, but let's go this way. I should remember that I've got Ghost Walk if I need it. If I need to sneak attack, kill someone who's in a really awkward location. You're not, though. You're facing in precisely the wrong direction. Ah. Oh wait, no, I forgot. It doesn't really work mid-combat, does it? What on earth happened with you? Oh, she's gotten stuck on the spikes. Okay, that's gruesome, but hilarious. Noble wolfskin cloak black. Tempting, but no. Actually, you know what? I might take it, just in case we need to dress up real nice one day for something. However, yes, I am a bit over encumbered now.
You want to talk? I will bear your burdens gladly.
Come on, what do we got? What weighs the most right now? This stupid sword weighs a chunk, doesn't it? The cooking pot. I'm not giving him the vampire armor because the silly bugger will start wearing it if I do that. You can have that circlet if you like. Do you like that? Do you like that circlet?
Let's get back to it.
He seems to be quite keen on it.
Wakey! Wakeys! No?
No. Give it back.